Well, here is going to be a very, very common problem that you're going to have with your cowboy hats. Cowboy hats right here. It's going to happen every single time you use your cowboy hats on a daily basis. And what is that? Well, it's going to go from looking pretty and shiny like this to looking weathered, beaten, stained, and floppy like this. My absolute favorite one, the silver belly right here. This, of course, is my bull rider, which is a perfect hat, but I want to keep it pretty. This is my daily wear hat because it goes with everything. Problem is, it looks like it's been everywhere, man. Although that's kind of a cool deal because that makes your hat look very custom, very unique, and it's not like something else that somebody next to you is gonna have. Problem is, though, it also means you gotta maintain it. That's what we're gonna be doing today. We're gonna do some shaping, we're gonna do some polishing, we're gonna do some scrubbing, and most importantly, we're gonna do some resealing and re-stiffening of our absolute favorite silver belly cowboy hat right here and get her looking pristine back to where she was. Let's go, baby. Let's do it. Woo! Saddle up. All right, now the tools you're gonna need are super duper easy and super ridiculously simple. You're gonna need some Scotch-Brite kind of drywall pads. I like to have the fine grit one because what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to rub out a lot of this windburn, stains, other things, the fuzzies, all that good stuff. You're gonna have to rub out of there. You even got some coffee up in there too. We're gonna have to rub all that sucker out. And then of course you're gonna need your silver brush because of course we're doing a silver belly hat. So we need that white chalked brush right here to comb everything back. Then, of course, we're gonna need a steam iron. Get her up here to the wool setting, and then, of course, we're gonna set her to full steam. We're gonna need to steam it to shape it. Then, of course, we're gonna be needing our stiffener right here. Fur felt hat stiffener. Right there, bam, boot barn, you got it. And then, of course, after that dries, we have to do our waterproofing, which is gonna be our silicone-based, bam, waterproofer right there. Easy thing to do, super simple. It's not difficult. I'll show you guys step by step how to do it, and then we'll get to see the final result. Not only are we gonna re-clean this thing and kind of do her, but we're gonna reshape her. I wanna give her a little touch up on the shaping, because you see how it kind of flops out for after a little bit, right? That's a common thing that happens, because I mean, it's felt. You're wearing it, it's gonna get wet, it's gonna get windy, it's gonna get cold, it's gonna get left on a seat, it's on your head, it gets knocked around, and you can see how the stiffening is kind of unstiffened. We're gonna redo the mule kick, we're gonna redo our bullhorn curls here, we're gonna give a little more curl here on the back, and we're gonna curl the back edge as well too, so we don't have kind of a flat cut like it looks now. So first step we gotta do, of course, we gotta pull out our ornamental feather. We don't wanna get that all stinky and stained. Now that we're gonna cover with the silicone later on, just a waterproofer, but for now, put off to the side. Now, let's go ahead and get to work. We're gonna start rubbing it with the Scotch-Brite Gator pads here. Of course, you got your rough side and your not so rough side. So let's get set up. Let's do that part next. Let's go. All right, so this is pretty straightforward and simple. I like using this stuff instead of like a sanding belt or sandpaper because we're not going for that sort of rough edge look. We just want to knock down the fuzz and we want to be able to kind of mold around the hat, get all this off and get the staining off. What we're gonna do is just gonna work the edge nice and light. And this way it kind of re-smooths that edge there and gets rid of any flyers and fuzzers. Kind of go top and bottom and along the edge as well too. Look how much smoother that already looks. Now don't worry about it turning white like this because that's gonna darken up as we go with the brush here. Now of course the wear patterns on your hat are kind of the signature look, you know. That tells a story of where you've been and what you've been doing. So we're gonna go a little bit more aggressive, I think, to give it that kind of like cool look to it. That more worn, weathered look here. But you can see kind of the main purpose of this right here. Look, see how that's kind of frayed and fuzzed versus looking how smooth and refreshed that looks on the other side that we just did. Now this here is some kind of like white paint, I think, and windburn. We're gonna try to blend it in a little bit here. I'm gonna go a little more aggressive than maybe you guys would wanna go at home just to give it more of a weathered appearance because I do kind of like that look. I think it just adds to the whole flavor of the hat. You don't have to go this aggressive though. Just go as much as you feel like is necessary just to get the result that you're desiring. You can see how that already kind of helps blend it in a little bit. Look at that. Now instead of being nice and spotty and fuzzy, it gives kind of a more uniform appearance there. And basically what this does is it helps kind of get rid of that. You see all that fuzz that comes up here. Oops. Onto your sponge. I'm going to give this side also a firm brush on here because I got that coffee stain. Look at that coffee stain right there. Boom. Scrubs right out. Essentially what you're doing is you're taking that first layer of felt kind of down. You're not taking it off altogether, you're just taking it down. I'm going to go a little more aggressive because I like that weathered look to it. There we go. Kind of give it more of a it's been everywhere sort of man looking. Look at that coffee stain. Paint stain. Out of there. Boom. Get rid of this little stain right here. Boom. Look at that. Alright, that looks pretty good right there. Let's go ahead and run the brim a little bit here. You can see how immediately that takes down all those little fuzzers. And again, just like petting an animal, because remember, felt is animal fur. In this case, it is a wool felt mix. If you pet your cat the wrong way, it's going to be standing on end. You got to pet it the right way. So pet the kitty the right way. So find the direction and stay with it. Hey, hello. Almost lost my damn sponge. The hell. There we go. Let's go ahead and work the crown a little bit here. And go a little aggressive here along the crown top here because I want this kind of worn in look. Give you some cool little highlights there. Look at that, took all that dark staining right off the top there. Bada bang. Look at that. It's gone from looking tired and dirty to almost looking like it was right off the shelf again. Cool deal. See that dark staining there? Take that off. Now, of course, you can do a whole belt sander if you really want to be super aggressive with it, to actually give it that worn look and have like the under fluff poking out. I don't necessarily want to go that hard. Kind of want a more clean look to it. Look at that. Already looking quite a bit fresher. There we go. Now this is just part of your normal hat maintenance. You have to do this every now and again. And right, she's looking a hell of a lot fresher. Alright, I'm not going to go super aggressive because I kind of want a little more of a cleaner look, just with some wear pattern. And of course, the more aggressive you go, the more worn it's going to look. So it's entirely up to you how far you want to take it. That's the beauty of making your own custom hat is, well, you make your own custom hat. You have to do it however you like it. Go ahead and brush those little fuzz balls off before we do our shaping part here. Because after the shaping, we're going to do the stiffener, and we don't want to have the stiffener because it's basically like a hairspray sticking all those fuzzers on there. Look at that. It looks a hell of a lot cleaner. Basically like a fresh new hat all over again. Bada bang. Has a little bit of a wear pattern just from its normal use already, which is perfectly fine. It's kind of what I was overall going for. Just gotta work that over, blend it all in, blend it all in. And you know, that's kind of the charm of having your cowboy hat that you wear on a daily basis. Is it has gonna tell you that story of where you've been and what you've done and who you are. That's kind of why I do like a little bit of a wear pattern, so I'm not going to take it all the way down to fresh. I just want to tidy it up a bit and give it a quick reshaping. There we go. Bada bango wango. Ain't no tango. Am I actually recording? I am actually recording. Look at that. For once I didn't forget to actually start recording. Hey, look at that. That sucks whenever I do the whole job and I forgot that I was not even recording it. Man, look at that. Of course you could stop there if you just like it more of a standardized look, but we're not going to stop there. Now, we're going to carry on. We need to give our mule kick here another good hard kicking. And we have to do the front here, we need to curl this up, we need to curl this up a little bit more to have a little bit more of a tall side look to it. And that's what we're going to do next. Let's go ahead and grab our steam iron, make sure we don't get tingle-tangled. up into the cord here. Hey, come on you. There you go. Come on. Come on. There you go. All right, so first let's go ahead and work on this side here. There we go, I just didn't have it cranked up high enough. And just like we did before on the shorts, just kind of work your edges around. Don't get too much steamed at one time because then you won't be able to work it fast enough. Kind of like that. Get your underside steamed here too so you can flex your hat properly. There we go. Put this off the side. Now while it's still nice and flexible, this is not quite heated up enough actually. Now of course if you're feeling ballsy you can just go ahead and put some direct steam and heat directly onto your hat there, but I tend not to like to do that because I'm kind of worried that that could actually potentially burn your hat up a little bit. May have to with this iron because this iron just doesn't seem to really like to cooperate a whole lot. Come on. This iron is not as good as the other one. That's for dang sure. Of course, just like before, you have to kind of hold your hat into position until it dries in. There we go. It does actually do the job pretty decently. Alright, got that kind of going up there. Get the nose. I want to make the nose a little bit of a sharper pull down there. So I definitely pulled it up quite a bit, so that's good. Not the best iron. I think the other iron does a better job of this stuff. This one just doesn't steam enough, which is what I don't like about it. So I may have to just hold this one for longer, I guess. How am I doing on buttery? Got enough buttery going. I just have to hold this thing down for a lot longer. And there's the secret of this one. I have to hold it a hell of a lot longer. Okay, I kind of want that thumbprint look to it, so I'm going to hold this down. Kind of hold it till it cools. I like to stare directly at it so that way I'm not messing up my brim alignment too much. This side here kind of cooled off more than the other one did. So I'm going to have to just steam this more. So depending on your steam iron, of course, you may have to just tackle one part at a time. Especially if you're doing a little bit more detailed work. That's perfectly okay. You just gotta go slow. Again, you ain't in no rush. Yeah, so you got that honky-tonk badonkadonk waiting for you. In that case, hurry the hell up. Yeah, it looks a little bit better right there. Yep. Still looks like this end here is not quite rolling the way I want it to. Although it does if you look at it from the top there. Okay, now this has to be pulled up just a wee bit more on the back edge there. That looks pretty damn good. Yeah, I like how that looks. Okay, cool. All right, let's go ahead and steam the back edges now. Ooh, I apologize, I may have to actually turn the fan on here in a little bit. Because it's getting hoot. Getting very hoot. All right, so let's go ahead and hold that side up a little bit. Hold that side in, that side up. That kind of goes to the back there a little more. Okay, yeah, something kind of like that. There we go. I gotta get this side kind of rolling the same way there. So you have to kind of steam for about a good 20-30 seconds, at least, to make your felt soft enough to actually move and actually make it want to move and hold its positioning. Yeah, it's not quite warm enough because this iron is just not getting hot enough here for some weird reason, not like the old one. The old one's all crusty, so I don't want to use that one on my hat. Just gonna let it steam for a little while longer here. It has to be kind of pretty much warm to the touch there. Yeah. That's looking just right. Oh yeah. Now that's looking a little bit more like it. Right about there. Now you never want to do it on dry heat, so make sure you have some steam coming at least. There we go. And depending on your iron, you may have to actually go direct contact, which I usually don't like to recommend because that's a good way that some people can mess their hat up. As long as you do it conscientiously and not with dry heat, but moist heat, it should be a-okay. And of course, don't leave it on there too heavy. Make sure you got steam rolling first. One benefit of doing it this way, of course, is it helps tamper some of those little fluzzers there. Those flying fuzzers. We're not knocking the brim out of alignment. Oh yeah, that is looking much more like it. I like that. Okay, have to work the front part of the brim here. Make sure I got steam rolling. Come on. God, this iron sucks. Kind of a little bit of an angle because I'm not really that flat cut kind of guy. Yeah, there we go. Kind of down a little bit of an angle. A little bit of a bird's beak. Yeah, look at that. Oh, hell yeah. That's looking pretty tough there, Tex. Heck yeah. Go ahead and get the crown. Gotta get a mule a kicking and kick a mulin'. Okay, I like kind of a nice deep mule kick here. Kind of a drop down on the crown. So I like a good sharp crease in there. Because it makes it look like it's been ridden hard and put away wet. Giggity. Oh yeah. Now you can't tell me that don't look sick. Look at that. Now make sure our shaping is good. And you can always reshape even after you do your stiffener. It's not going to harm anything. I have it up a little bit on the right side, which is good because that's the shooting eye. And I keep the brim up because I do actually shoot with this hat on. So I do need to have that kind of done that way. And plus it gives it a more like characteristic look to it. A little asymmetry is actually a good thing. It makes it kind of pop a lot more. I like the back a little bit straight so it curves my neck. Yeah, look at that. Wango bango, ain't no thing. I mean, she's looking fresh now. Look at that. A little bit of weathering there, but that's okay. This side will catch up just fine. Actually, I can just kind of maybe iron some of this out a little bit here. You see it kind of smooths it out just a little bit, but I want to have a little bit of weathering pattern going on there. A little bit more on this side here too. Just to kind of flatten her up a little. There we go. Oh yeah. All right, that is looking pretty sick. Let's make sure she's kind of centered. Perfect. Pretty much just kind of the way I wear the hat. A little bit cocked off to the side. That's perfect. That has the attitude I like. She's looking fresh and good. All right, now let's go ahead and put our iron away. And now while we still got our battery, we got 20% left. Now, after we did our brushing and everything, double check our shaping. She's looking wild, man. Looking hella good. I don't know about you, but that's looking pretty good. All right, now let's go ahead and grab our Stiffener. Make sure you shake this fully and thoroughly. And then just light coating all the way across. And then you can always go back over and coat again. And even after you do your stiffener, you can always reshape again. As a matter of fact, having a little stiffener in there actually helps with the shaping process. Now you don't want this to glob on there. You want it to just fan in there. And don't worry about that kind of immediate color change. That's perfectly fine. That will go away and you're gonna brush into it anyway. Now, especially right here where you just did your shaping, I want to be a little more aggressive on the stiffening, just to be able to hold your shape in. There you go. Now what I like to do is just a little gentle brushing, kind of help knock all the fuzzers off. So you're going to have a little bit of spotting, but that's perfectly okay. Because those spots go away, those are just white spots. Oops, knocked there, knocked the camera down. There we go. There we go. That's looking pretty good. Back looks nice and straight. Good. Up front here looks pretty good. All right. Now while she's not super wet, but just a little tacky still, I'm going to give a final little shape to her because she likes to hold that bit right there. Give a little crease. There you go. Open this end up a little bit. Yeah, look at that. Now she's looking fresh and good. All right, now you just let this dry for a few minutes. And then you're going to go ahead and do your sealing process. Your sealing process is just super, super easy to do. Ain't nothing to it. Don't worry about that little discoloration there. There's just some dark fuzz. That's going to go away. Go ahead and brush it in, brush it in. Brush it in. There you go. Now what we're going to do is double check our shaping here. Yeah, that's looking sexy right there. I love that. I'm going to put the sucker on so I can show you. But once I get the waterproofing done here. All right. Now we're going to let it sit for a few more minutes there. All right, well, welcome back. Now we had this let it sit for a little bit longer. You can always add more stiffener if you need to, but also this will stiffen a little bit too. Again, same thing. Just fan and spritz, that's it. You don't want globs, just like you're doing a spray paint job on a car. And you're actually gonna cover both sides with your silicone waterproofer. Because of course you're gonna sweat, right? And if you sweat, well, your sweat is wet. There you go. And just gonna let it kind of dry just a little bit there. And then now you can go ahead and just gently work it in with your brush. This way it covers all your little furs equally. There we go. Now pick a direction. Don't pet your cat backwards. Kitty don't like to be pet backwards. Okay, I want to make sure. There we go. Putting it down dirty. Boom. All right. Now we can go and seal up our band a little bit here. The silicone is also good for bands. All right. Now let's go and put our feather back in. I'm going to unplug the iron there because we don't need it. Put my hawk feather back in from the land. You can't rock out without your hawk out. I like my feathers like this stay kind of tight up against there. I give this just a little bit of a silicone spray because that likes to seal that up pretty good. It's a nice little combing there. Got all the veins together. There we go. Look at that. Now she looks like she's been a hunter and a hunted. There we go. Boom. Look how fresh that looks. Wango bango ain't no tango. Let's check it out how she looks on top of my head. Oh yeah, now that is how the Fuzzy Fixer is supposed to look like. Not with a floppy old hat, but with something fresh, custom, DIY, and wild, y'all. So anyway, that's how you do it. Pretty straightforward and easy. Do this with all your hats. Maintain it at least every couple of weeks or so. Give her a re-stiff. Give her a respray of your silicone. Every month or so, couple months, or whenever it needs it. Give her a rub down with some, fine grit there. Give it a good brushing just like a horse. Steam it if you need to readjust it. Do this again. Bam, bam. Your $90 hat not only is going to look like a several $100 custom like this one. This is only 90 bucks, man. 3X ply Cody James hat, silver belly, only 90 bucks, on sale, 60. Good. Looks like a several $100 custom hat. It ain't, but I'm going to treat it like one because that way it's going to last me 20-something years on the Dusty Trail. So anyway, that's how you do it. Western wear, everyone. Let's cover some more stuff. Let's keep on building up the series. Stay wild, and I'll see y'all next time.